self forward now. Feel it getting closer and closer and connecting with your voice. Very good. So good afternoon, inner self. Do you feel that this is a male energy or a female energy?
Male.
It's a male energy. Mm-hmm. And if it's a male energy, does it have a name?
Steve.
Steve. Good afternoon, Steve. Steve, tell me, how many lives have you had with my client? Is it one or more?
I want to say more.
More. What's the purpose, Steve, of you working with my client? What is it that you're working on together?
I just want to carry on being here.
So you want to carry on being here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So tell me, Steve, I'm not really talking to the inner self, am I? I'm talking to somebody that's attached to this body, aren't I?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Steve, you've been with him for quite some time. Tell me, what is it that you do? What symptoms do you cause him?
Well, he has a back, his neck.
Back, his neck. Are those the symptoms that you put on him?
Yes, that's a lot of anger.
Back, neck and anger. So Steve, what I want to do in order to find out what's going on here, I'd like to go back to your life, to the life you had, so that we can unravel all this. And as I put my hand on your shoulder now, I'm totally detaching you now, making you feel comfortably relaxed. What I want you to do, Steve, is I want you to take me back in time to when you lived on Earth. So let's follow that timeline now, drifting and floating back, going down deeper and deeper. Very good. And I want you to be there now. Tell me about your life, Steve. What happened?
Things ended just very, very quickly.
Things ended quickly.
I don't think I even know how or why.
You don't know how or why? Well, tell me, were you a male or female in that life?
I want to say female.
You're a female. Mm-hmm. So why do you go under the name of Steve then if you're a female in that life? What's the connection with Steve?
I didn't want to say who I really was.
You didn't want to say who you really was. Okay, that's fine. So I want you to be an observer of this scene now. And I want you to see the scene just before something happened to you. And tell me, you're a female. Are you 5, 10, 20? How old are you?
In my 20s.
You're in your 20s. Mm-hmm. So what happened to you in that life? Totally detached now. Just observer of the scene. Very good.
I worked in a cotton mill.
You worked in a cotton mill? Mm-hmm. So what part of the country did you live in there?
It was in the North Macclesfield.
It was in Macclesfield? In a moment I'm going to tap you on the forehead and you're going to see some numbers and that'll be the year that you lived. 321. What year is it?
1968.
1968. So, totally detached from the scene now. And as I put my hand on you, totally detached. Turning that scene into black and white, taking all the colour and draining the emotion out of that. Tell me what happened to you.
I was working in a large mill and...
You're working in a large mill?
And something happened, I don't know what, and the next thing I knew I wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, and then you'd gone. So you've been hanging around this body, coming from one life to another. So why didn't you actually go home then?
Because I was young, and I didn't even know what happened to me.
Because you were young and didn't know what had happened. But you're telling me all these symptoms that you're causing about the back and the neck and the anger. But it's not my client's anger, is it? It's your frustration.
Yes.
And you've been found today, so are you ready now to go back home? You really need to be able to see your friends and family. Would you like me to?
Yes.
Right. Okay. But before we go, what I'd like you to do is, I want you to go into this body, and as you go into this body and start gathering all your memory that you've put in this body, I want you to talk to me and tell me exactly where you're travelling in this body. So when you're ready, begin to travel in this body now. Where do you go first to gather all this memory that you've put in?
The head.
The head. Is that the front or the back?
The back.
So go in there now and start gathering all your memory. And tell me, what kind of memory have you put in the back of the head? And now you're going to feel my hands on your head now. Draw that energy out and put it into my hand. Very good.
A lot of anger.
A lot of anger. He doesn't need to live with this anger, does he?
No.
And is it anger or is it just frustration that you went too quick?
Probably both.
Yeah. Well, you can go home and be replenished. And as that anger goes into my hand now, go around the rest of this body and tell me, where are you going to next?
The neck.
Is it the left or the right?
That's the middle.
In here?
Yes.
I want you to go in there now, and I want you to go into those vertebrae, and I want you to start sweeping and cleaning up all those old memories that you've put in there, because you're clogging up his neck and his spinal system, aren't you?
Yes.
Go in there now and begin to sweep up all those memories. Just begin to pull them out like you're pulling out the weeds of a garden. And I'd like to call on Archangel Michael now to come forward and work with me as we work on this neck now, pressing his sword of light into this neck, lifting all that anger, all those memories, all that frustration. Feel it sliding onto his sword, the sword of light. It's like a magnet, it's drawing all that anger out of your neck. Feel it coming now. That's right, very good. Feel your neck getting smoother and smoother. That's right. And where else have you put your energy in this body?
In the back, lower back.
In the lower back. So I'm going to connect now here. And I'm going to call on the spiritual surgeons now to go in there and start to gather all that negative energy and just draw it into my hands, and I'm going to ask them to begin to knit together the nerves. Just show them the way now. Direct the nerves to where they need to be. You're going right down to a cellular, molecular level. See those cells growing now. See those fibers igniting. Allow the spiritual surgeons to activate now those cells that will encourage growth. And tell me, have I got all that negative energy in the back?
Not yet.
No.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Keep drawing it into my hand. The more I talk, the more will just float into my hand, because my hand is like a magnet. And the more I talk, it just brings it forward. Bring it forward. Archangel Raphael, go in there now and begin to light the colour ray green. And as he pours the energy of green into your body, into your spine, see all that negativeness floating on the top, floating and coming towards me in my hand now. You can't stay any further. See that green energy relaxing those muscles? Yeah, very good, very good. And know that those spiritual surgeons now are finding new pathways for your nerves to connect. And see them now activating those new cells. See them turning the volume up of those new cells that are going to be working with you now. These cells that are going to encourage new growth and are going to be able to help you walk and stand and be the best you. Have I got all the energy out now?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Wow, that's heavy. I'm going to offer that up to the universe, and may the light of the universe always accompany you. And I'd like now to be able just to shower you with the energy of spirit. Just feel that wonderful shower of spiritual energy coming over you. Gentle, soft, soaking into your skin, changing your vibration, softening all those muscle tissues. And I'm going to touch your neck now, going into your neck, going into your neck and going into your jaw here, up. That's right, relaxing that muscle so you sit straight. Very good, very good. So are you ready to leave now that we've found you in this body?
Yes.
So what do you want to say to my client before you go?
I didn't mean to cause all this.
You didn't mean to cause any harm? No, but he needs to be accountable for his own body now, doesn't he? So I'd like you to lift yourself out now and take your journey back to spirit with Archangel Michael and Raphael, who will take you back to your family. Thank you very much for working with me. So I'd like the inner self to come forward now. I want Paul's inner self to come forward and work with me now that we've got that energy out of the system. So come forward, and I want you to do a body scan. I want you to scan from the top of the head, all the way down the jaw, around the neck, all around the torso, into the ribs, into the heart, and then thighs and the knees to the feet. And is there anything that I can work on today?
I think there are issues in my head.
In your head? So, is that the front, the back, the sides? Where is it?
It's the subconscious.
The subconscious. So let's go travelling to the back of the head. So when you're ready, I'm going to put my hands on the back of your head. And I'm going to be working now with Archangel Gabriel, the angel and the messenger. And I want them to go in there now, into that filing cabinet of the subconscious mind, filing through all those systems. See them going through, looking for that message that doesn't quite fit, until you're nearly there. And tell me what's going on in the back of the head.
Like a jumbled mess.
A jumbled mess. Well, allow Archangel Gabriel now to start putting, as if they were wires, to start untangling and unravelling all those files that you've left in a jumbled mess. See him restructuring that part of your body. See how he's putting everything into line. And see how soft and gentle that part of your head now feels. Now it's all in the right place, performing at its optimum level. Describe to me what he's doing now.
Well, I can see everything becoming ordered rather than...
Everything's becoming
chaos.
ordered. Very good. And I'd like to thank Archangel Gabriel now for working with that. But what I want you to do now is I want you to find the part of your body that actually works for this part of the brain, and I want you to turn the volume up. Just very slowly. See the connection there, and begin to turn the volume up slightly. And see how calm and relaxed that part of your brain is now, as you're ramping up that feeling of being in control. And let's turn the volume up again. See how confident and relaxed you are. Yes, that's right. Very good. And I'm going to tap that feeling into you now. So is there any other part in the body that I can work with?
There's still some residual issues on the left side of my spine, lower down.
The left side of your spine. Down here?
Slightly higher up.
Slightly higher up. Here?
Yeah.
I just want to connect with that energy. It's hot, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is in the spine. So what I want to do, because all energy is consciousness, I really want to find out what this energy is about. So I'm going to draw that energy to your voice so that it can explain to me what's going on. So when you're ready, I'm going to bring it up to the throat. Energy. What are you doing there in the spine? What's happening?
I'm keeping this body
You're keeping the body.
so it's not working properly.
So you're going to keep the body so it's not working properly?
Yeah.
Very interesting. So when did you slip into this body and decide that you'd take it over?
A long time ago.
A long time ago. So why didn't you go to spirit then?
Didn't want to.
You didn't want to. But did my client give you permission to enter his body and take over?
No.
No. So then you don't have permission to be here, do you?
No.
So it is time to go. Are you ready to leave and go back to spirit? There's loads of people waiting for you.
Yes, I suppose so.
You suppose so. So what is your name, by the way?
I would say Jeff.
Jeff. Okay, Jeff, I'm going to connect with that part of the body now. Jeff, go back down and start gathering all your memory. Go into this spine. Is it in? Have you gone into the tissues and the muscles, or have you gone into the spine?
I've been everywhere.
You've been everywhere.
There a long time, since he was young.
You've been there since he was young. How old? 5, 10, 15?
I would say 5.
5. So go into that spine now. Go into those muscles. Yeah. I'd like Goddess Isis to help me now, and I want her to go in there, and I want her to start to suck out all these memories. Where my hand is now, just imagine that there is a hose there, and it's drawing out all those memories. Feel it going into those muscles and fibres. Yeah, around that spine. You've trapped all his nerves, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Go round there now and start gathering all your memory. It's time for you to go home. Did you know that you can be healed and you can be loved up there instead of being down here being miserable?
No.
You didn't know. And while I'm doing this, I'd like the image of someone or something from the spirit realm to come now in front of you to show you who is waiting for you. Be there now. What do you see?
I've seen my gran.
Your gran. Your gran's been waiting for you all this time, Jeff. Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Time to go. So I'm gathering all that now. And with that, I'm going to remove that from you, offer that up to the universe. And thank you, Jeff, for working with us and releasing yourself from spirit. And God bless you. So now we look at the body. I know we can't do everything all in one go. How is the body looking now?
Okay.
It's looking okay. Have we worked on the body enough today?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Time to...
Give it time to settle down.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of questions that I'd like to ask. And I want to ask about something that happened 2 years ago. I want you to go into that subconscious mind, and I want you to go back in time, way back in time, and tell me, where was he when that something happened 2 years ago?
Well, he was asleep when it all started.
He was asleep when it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So describe to me what started.
He just didn't want to deal with anything anymore.
Oh, he didn't want to deal with anything anymore. So, are you telling me that this is psychosomatic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just did it before.
Oh, right.
Did it before with his knee, with his eyes.
You did it with his knee
With his eyes when he doesn't want to deal with something.
and his eyes.
Just creates.
So he creates and manifests, so he sabotages himself.
Yes.
So now that we know what's going on, and as the inner soul, you will know what we need for this body. What could we best do for this body right now? How could we help signpost it to the right health direction?
He needs to forgive himself.
To forgive himself. ways would he be able to forgive himself? Is that through working, meditation, song?
Meditation and just stop. Well, just stop. Because
Yeah?
he can't do anything.
Meditation and he just needs to
Well,
stop.
he can't do anything normal. He's got to push himself to the limit.
So he pushes himself to the limit too much.
On everything, and then he just
Yeah.
he can't cope, so he shuts down.
So he self-sabotages because he sets himself too high a bar?
Yes.
Yeah? I'll be sure to tell him that. And tell me about these spirits that my client saw when he was 3 years old. Who was the person in that black outfit?
He also was obviously the farmer at my grandparents' farm.
Who was the farmer at your grandparents' farm? Hmm. Was he just watching over you?
No, it was an accident.
It was an accident. Well, I'll be sure to tell him that. And can I ask you, I want you to connect with the energy in this room. That's right. And the vibration in this room, and tell me, is there a spirit in this room?
In the building.
In the building, yeah? Is it a male or female spirit?
Female.
A female spirit. Do we have permission to talk to that spirit today? Just ask them, connect with them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask them to come forward now, and I want them to use your voice. So when you're ready, bring that spirit forward to use your voice. Good afternoon, spirit.
Hello.
Can I ask what you're doing in this building?
I've been here a long time. I've been here before it was flat, before it was an office.
You were here before it was a flat or an office?
Yes.
So you were here on the land?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And why didn't you go to spirit?
I just didn't want to.
You didn't want to? Well, would you like me to show you someone that's waiting for you in spirit?
Yes.
So as I continue to talk to you, I want you to imagine that in your hand you've got a leather-bound book. And as you put your hands around that leather-bound book, I'm going to count to 3. And when I get to 3, 2 and 1, I'm going to ask you to turn that page. And when you turn that page, you'll see someone waiting for you. That's been waiting for you for a long time to go home. So when you're ready, 3, feel your hands around that book now. 2, ready to open that book, and 1, open it. Who's there?
My husband.
Your husband. As you can telepathically communicate with him, tell me, what's he saying to you now?
Where have you been?
Where have you been? Very good. So with that, I will bid you farewell. And thank you for working with me. I want to ask about these images and these links that my client gets now. They're not quite connected. Tell me what is going on there.
He's doing his normal self. He's trying too hard.
He's trying too hard.
It will come when it comes, and it's.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He does have ability, but if you push it, he's not ready anyway. He's not strong enough.
He does have ability, but at the moment he's not strong enough.
No.
Does he need to get physically stronger or mentally stronger or both?
Both.
Both. I'll tell him. Mm-hmm.